Does your horse suffer from bed sores?
It's just very frustrating.
So Fuego I've owned for a decade now, and he has bed sores, and it's chronic because they never really heal. There's always kind of this chance that they're going to reopen. So I have tested all the things, believe me, everything from the bed sore boots that they make to different wraps and turning up bell boots, and I even was using socks at one point, and I finally found the magic formula that not only makes that helps them heal, but it also keeps the solution in place so it doesn't like fall down or anything. The bed sore boots, the ones with the fuzzy on them, basically what happens is when you put those on, then when you're cut or when the scabs over, it fuses to the fuzz, and so when you take them off, they basically reopen them. So those are a terrible plan. And honestly, this is just what I have found that works after a ton of trial and error. But I think I finally found the magic formula. So without further ado, that's what I'm going to teach you in this video. So hey, welcome back to #Team Fuego. In this video, we're going to be talking about the best solution that I have found for healing bed sores. And if your horse has bed sores, you're going to know what I'm talking about here. It doesn't matter if you heal them. They are so easy to reopen. There is no amount of healing of a bed sore that makes them totally go away. It's just more like good days and bad days. And unfortunately, one of Fuego's front feet is white, so when his rip open, it looks like a crime scene. So that's the picture I'm going to show right now. It's bad. I videoed me making his bed sore wraps, and I'm just going to teach you each element, because you don't necessarily have to use all the tools that I use. However, each layer has its own purpose, and so I'm going to teach you why I'm doing that for that layer. All in all, you can use whatever tools you want to accomplish this mission, but this is the best way I have found that overnight it simultaneously heals the bed sores and then also stays in place. So the first layer of this is using like a triple antibiotic. So you can use Neosporin, you can use the triple antibiotic that I use in the video. You could also just use any sort of healing cream. Essentially, this layer is about what goes directly on the skin. And of course, side note, you do have to clean your bed sores before you wrap them. The first layer of this puzzle is you want to make sure that they're not only clean, but what you're doing is you're putting on some sort of antibiotic, some sort of healing ointment. Now, dealer's choice. You can use whatever you want. So the second layer is you need some sort of, I use Corona ointment. So the Corona is like a goop, and what that does, and it goes on top of the triple antibiotic. But what that does is it keeps it moist so that when it's wrapped, it's not rubbed raw by what you have to put on next. So the third layer, I happen to use paper towels in this video, but you could also use gauze. But the idea of this layer is that it is a protection from the hair to what we're going to put on next. Like I said, I just took a paper towel and folded it in half and then used a paper towel. Is a layer between the wraps you're about to put on and the hair, because you don't want to not put this layer on, otherwise it's going to rip all your horse's hair off his legs, and that's going to defeat the purpose of helping him heal, he or she. So the fourth thing I use is a vet wrap, and now most people stop here, and that is what I found was my big mistake for a long time. I was putting the vet wrap on and then hoping that that was going to stay in place. Now the problem with vet wrap, it's soft, so it doesn't hurt them, but it also doesn't really hold. It doesn't really stay in place, especially on a joint like that bends and moves a lot. And obviously, the reason your horse has a bed sore is because he keeps laying down. And so the whole act of getting up, laying down and getting up is what makes the wrap move. So you do need the vet wrap, but I'm going to add one special final layer on top that's going to make all the difference for your bed sores actually healing. So the vet wrap goes on top of your gauze, on top of your paper towel, whatever you use, And then the last one is Elasticon. Now, this is the best thing I have found in terms of wound care. So the Elasticon is vet wrap. However, it's really sticky, and you do want to be careful because you want to wrap the Elasticon the same way you would wrap like a standing wrap. So you want to make sure there's no wrinkles in it, and you also want to make sure that it's not that no more than half of it is stuck to your horse. So what I do is I start in the front and I go all the way around the ankle, and then I bring it across the front, and then I make like a diagonal. So I stick it to itself, but so it goes, so the key's there, right? So it goes all the way around. The stickiness is stuck to the hair itself. The gauze is protecting the actual sore and most of the hair. But then when you go all the way around, you stick it to itself so that it holds in place. Now, of course, I'm demonstrating this on camera, so you can see how I'm doing that, and you have to use scissors because the Elasticon is much, much stickier than vet wrap. Now, this doesn't eliminate the vet wrap, but this was the secret layer that I was missing this whole time. And the one thing I will say is when you put the Elasticon on top of the vet wrap, then it holds in place. They can get up and get down because, you know, the thing about horses with bed sores is they're laying down. So they're able to get up, they're able to lay down and stand up with the wraps holding their place, and you can actually heal the bed sores. So everything that I talked about in this video is linked below in the description, as well as the first pinned comment, so that if you suffer from your horse having bed sores, it's such a nightmare. If you know, you know. And I finally came up with a great solution for keeping his bed sores not only clean, but when they do re-rip open, it's something that holds in place without making the bed sores worse. Now, if you've been in this bed sore game for a long time, it was quite a process for the trial and error that came up with this final solution. So if you're still unsure about it, feel free to try all the things I said in this video. Like you're probably going to get the same results. But the thing about Elasticon that's so cool is that it's super sticky, and so it is vet wrap. It is like super duper Gorilla Glue vet wrap, and so it's soft. I would be careful about wrapping too tight, and this was the piece that I was missing for all those years, is the thing on top that just holds the vet wrap on and in place. So when they get up, when they lay down and stand up, it actually stays. Wish I had known this years ago. Anyway, hope this is helpful, and the links are in the description if you want to check out any of the things that I mentioned in this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Good luck with in your war against bed sores. I can tell you, some days you win, and some days you really lose.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a brilliant idea!